spent years on and off YouTube trying to figure out what it is that works for me. Going from video game edits to lifting videos and now self-improvement videos. And I still never am able to hit it right. But I never really thought about what really made a good YouTuber, and I really never delved into that. What is it that made them different? Think of your favourite creators. Is it the Sidemen? Is it Hamza? Is it Marcus Brownlee? Or is it me? What is the one thing that all of these creators have in common? The one thing that they have in common is that they portray this character every time the camera comes on. Notice how I mentioned myself as well. So with full conviction and authenticity, it's not that easy to be yourself on camera. When you're speaking to the camera right here, like as I am to you, it's not easy to be authentic, it's not easy to be real. But that's what made YouTube in the first place. We can lie to ourselves and say that creators want to help us, but it's just another form of advertising. I mean, we'll go through our day thinking, oh, they want to be our friends and they really care about us. But in reality, we know that that's not the case and that's never going to be true. I don't want this video to be a rant about fake YouTubers or like, oh, how inauthentic YouTube is. So I hope to help you learn something today. I have value to give you, and maybe it's out of more... I can't speak. Actually, I haven't filmed in a while, so I'm literally just struggling to get my words out. Right. Let me focus. I have value to... I do have value to give you today, but I don't know if it's out of me wanting you to like me more, or whether it's me wanting my metrics to go up, or whether I'm just trying to talk out this stuff to myself and try going in my own head. I'm not sure at all. The promise I have for you is that I'm going to try to help you avoid being fake, avoid all the noise, and try being you. I'm going to tell you 3 things that can help you be more comfortable in your skin, help you take compliments and criticisms so you can improve on them and improve yourself as an individual as well. The first thing I'm going to tell you to do, and you've heard this a million times, and it's to delete social media. Delete it all. Everything. Now, I have a different take on this. I don't think it's the take that everyone has, right, where it's that, oh, your brain gets fried and it's like short-term content, which is why you should delete. No. You as an individual are unique. You have certain personality traits, you have certain thoughts and you think certain things and you do certain things. However, when you go on social media and you go online to watch all these other videos of other people doing other things, they're doing these things, they're doing these things, and you think that this is right, you think that this is right, and a lot is happening, there's a lot of information. Your personality, you, will get molded by the app itself. And it'll mold you in a way so that you stay on the app more and you enjoy being around those kind of places on the app. So think about it like this. If you like a certain personality type on TikTok, it will keep on presenting you that personality type in your feed, right? So then you become more like that personality type. And as humans, you want to spend more time around the people who are like you, who you think are cool and who are more similar to you that you can relate to. So by spending more time around the things that you... wait, that made no sense, wait. So when you turn into the specific personality type, as I said earlier, because TikTok is presenting you this feed, you've become that kind of person who wants to spend more time around the similar relatable people. The similar relatable people are the other videos on the app. So you want to stay on the app longer, which is what the app does. It molds you into a person who wants to stay on the app longer. Now, if you want to be authentic and you want to be you and you want to be real, you can't stay on social media. I mean, it's literally in the name. You have influencers who are going to influence you to do certain things. So it's not your own agency. It's not your own thoughts. It's other people's thoughts, and they're using you as a funnel to go to other people so that they get more clout, they get more likes, more comments, whatever. They get more information about the market whatsoever. So they're using you as an individual to funnel out their own information, even though you have your own thoughts, you have your own unique presence, but you're not using that. You're letting other people manipulate you into sending their own information out, their own thoughts, and just letting your own thoughts linger away. I had a lifting YouTube channel before this, and this was one of the things I did, even though it didn't do that well. One of the mistakes that I made on there is that when I was on TikTok, I was on TikTok all the time. So I was uploading on there, but every single day I would just be on TikTok. So the personality that I developed was of people who were already on TikTok. So when I was uploading videos, there was no uniqueness. There was no just me being different, which is why I didn't do well, because I wasn't being me. I was being someone else. I was using someone else's thing and following that through me, which is why I wouldn't do well. But when you try to bring your uniqueness through, which is through deleting social media apps, you realize that you have certain thoughts for yourself, you have certain opinions for yourself. You don't care what other people think, you just think what you think. But this then gets contradicted by my next point, which I will talk about in a second. And then it gets a bit interesting, right? Where authenticity is such a weird thing to understand, because it's hard to be authentic because you don't know if you're thinking what you're thinking. So this leads me on to my next point. The next thing that I think that you should do to help you be more real is to journal. And the question you should ask yourself is, do I think this thing? Because you think this thing, but do you really think this thing? And then if you think that thing, do you really think that you think that thing? It's like you have to go a bit further down. I know it gets like way more confusing, but you have to go a bit deeper and delve a bit further down to actually realize these things. Because you may think, this is what I think, but is it really what you think? Or is it that someone else thinks this thing and it's manipulated the way that you think? You have to really write this stuff down and figure it out, like deconstruct these thoughts and really think it out to figure out what it is that's you. By no means is it easy. I mean, you have to sit down and write and deconstruct and keep writing and keep going. And the thing is, the first few times you journal, you're not really going to get any benefit because it's not easy. Journaling it just feels really inauthentic and it feels fake when you first start doing it. But the more that you do it, the more you start realizing that, oh, like this is what's actually happening. I had a problem, right, when I was starting my self-improvement kind of, I don't really like to call it self-improvement, it's like become such a fucking buzzword. I'm literally just trying to better myself, trying to become a better person, because I'm not a good person. One thing that my friend said to me the other day, which really made me think, and I'm glad he brought up this authenticity, where he literally said that I'm not a good person. And I'm willing enough to admit that, which is why he practices forgiving, so that it can cancel itself out. Which I just really, that authenticity of just admitting that he's not a good person, when I really think about it, I'm not a good person. I'm not the best person I could be, at least. And I'm trying to become a good person. I'm trying to be better. But I mean, it's a struggle. It's not easy. Like you aren't a good person. But and I've lost my train of thought. It's complete honesty, I have not uploaded in a few days and I've been taking a toll on me because I don't have A-levels now, so it's like the only thing I have to do is record these and I haven't been able to do that. It's actually just, it's been killing me at this moment. And talking about the journaling, when I first started my self-growth improvement sort of journey, trying to better myself, become a better person, I would journal a bit, but I would do it in places where I would have thought that people would notice I was doing these things. So I wasn't doing it out of the idea that, okay, I wanted to improve myself. Maybe there was an ounce of that, but I knew that there was a percentage, a fraction of the idea that I wanted other people to see that I was doing the right thing. Because my impression on other people mattered. I wanted to be this person who was, you know, really hardworking, really charismatic, really trying to work hard. And I would do that so that other people's impressions of me would be that. And even though I wasn't becoming that person, I would be happy that other people thought of me in that way. And it felt fake. And I don't know if other people get this, but it's like I'll sit down and I'll read and I feel like that I want other people to notice that I'm reading, but I need to be doing it for myself. And I know I've gotten better at that now. Where when I'm watching a video, I'm watching it because I want to watch it. I'm reading a book because I want to read it. And that also then becomes a lot harder because you have to actually put willpower and discipline to do those things when you don't want to do those things, instead of, you know, doing it for the social idea where people think of you in a certain way. So that was back to my point of why journaling felt so fake, but the more that you do it, the less fake it'll feel, and the more you'll be able to solve things about yourself and really figure out what it is that you think. You have to look at yourself from a third person perspective. There's a practice that I have tried myself, but it hasn't really worked for me. But maybe it'll work for you, where you want to think of yourself as like, imagine your soul has been split from your body and you're looking at yourself from a third person perspective. And I want you to think of what you think of the thoughts that you have. So if you were looking at yourself from a third person perspective and looking at this person and the thoughts that they have, what do you think of those thoughts? And then you figure out what it is that you really think from that point. Maybe it didn't work for me because I didn't really do it properly, so I will be doing that today to see how that solves itself, works out. The last thing I'm going to tell you is to stare at a wall, or to spend time with yourself. So I've talked about this staring at a wall practice for ages, for many times on this channel, and if you don't understand what that is, I'll kind of explain it to you like really autistic. Actually, there's no way to explain it. It's literally just stare at a wall. The reason you should do it is because we spend a lot of our day, filling our time to do certain things, to be more efficient. So it's like, oh, I'm brushing my teeth, I have to just play a podcast, or I'm in the shower, let me play some music, or like you want to do things to fill in the gaps, right? And by doing that, you don't give yourself time with your own thoughts. You don't give yourself time to think to yourself. When we don't do that, then we get anxious, we get stressed, and we don't be us. You can't be you if you don't give yourself time with you. So genuinely just sit down, put your phone away, put anything away that could be somewhat stimulating, just think to yourself. And it's an uncomfortable experience, disturbingly uncomfortable, but you have to do it to figure out what is you. What are your own thoughts? What is it that you think? What is it that you need to do? What is it that you need to get done? Any emotional things that you're holding back, anything that you're subconsciously burying, you can figure these things out if you just give yourself time to think to yourself. The stare at a wall practice is actually really helpful. I've done this a couple times, where you genuinely just sit at a wall and you stare at it, and you'll put your phone outside the room, or you just power it off, and you'll set a timer for 30 minutes. And if you want to use your phone for a timer, then put the timer on. You put it outside your door and stare at a wall, and make sure you can hear it after 30 minutes, because you don't want to keep staring at a wall for like 2 hours straight. But when people do this 30-minute practice, they'll see, when my friend did it, for example, right, he just started seeing visions and shit. Like, it started getting real trippy. Like, for me, I just got little things coming up saying that, oh, you need to do this, you need to do this, or you could try this, you could try this. Or like, this is what you think, and this is what someone else thinks. Do you really think this? Like, it's a lot of mismatch, cross-section. Like, you're really discovering things about yourself, and your creativity will come out as well, and you also just be more authentic. So genuinely do try the stare at the wall practice. It is really helpful to your mental health, your creativity, and your authenticity. So if anything, it's worth doing it half an hour a day. That's all I need to say on that topic. Yeah, hopefully that's been of value to you, and you found that somewhat helpful, and these are things that you can actually apply into your own personal life to help you improve beyond where you are now, improve further on from where you are now, and hopefully help you put more effort into whatever it is that you're trying to build up, whether it be your business, your studies, your social relations, your relationship with your family, your gym progress, wherever it may be. Hopefully these are things that you can apply, even just to be you, so you can stop conforming to everyone's expectations of who they want you to be, right? Thank you for listening. For anyone new, my name's Vanch, and I have been trying to upload these self-improvement videos for a while. And if you want some more value, do click on the subscribe and the post notifications if you want to see more videos like this. To click on this video and click on subscribe is a bit easier here. I'll see you in the next one, man. Go get it.